Martial Arts Chat podcast is sponsored by A1 Fight Gear. A1 Fight Gear uses the latest cutting-edge boxing gloves for professional and amateur fighters, gym enthusiasts and kickboxers. Local and national gyms in the UK, do yourself a favour and check out a1fightgear.com. And if you're wanting to get into shape, get back into shape, then go to beastgear.co.uk. Use the coupon code MartialArtsChat to save 15% off your purchases. They've got core sliders, straps and barbell pads and complete strength and conditioning programs to suit your needs. We are also sponsored by Feel Supreme. FeelSupreme.co.uk offers CBD oil and natural nutrition. They will assist your progress in diet and lifestyle. Natural supplements and complementary services such as yoga, mind coaching and weight cutting programs. Finally, we are also sponsored by World of Martial Arts Television. WOMA.tv produces, finds, acquires, commissions and presents all you ever wanted to know about martial arts. Hello, my name's Chris Allen and this is the Martial Arts Chat podcast. Today I'm being joined by another one of Team Renegade's up and coming fighters. He's a huge prospect in the UK at the moment. It's Akonne Wanliss. How you doing, mate? Okay.
I'm good, man. The force is here.
I was gonna see how long it took in the interview for that to come out, and it's come out nice and early in there. Love it. Like to see it.
It's always there. The force is within us.
Let's start there then. Let's start straight away. Where did the love for Star Wars come? Because it was made about 50 years before you were born. So where did the love for Star Wars come?
Go ahead. First of all, sorry, man. I have a potty mouth. Do I need to watch my spelling?
No, you don't at all. No, no problem.
We're good. Fuck it. The first love for Star Wars came when I first seen the third movie. So they did the prequels. I seen the first prequel of when Anakin Skywalker, he was in like the little pod racing sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I love racing. So I've always been into MotoGP and motorsports and stuff. And the fact that I had pod racing inside of Star Wars, that initially got me like hooked. I was like, oh my God, that's sick. That's so sick. And then when I found out, he can use the Force, and I was like, oh, the Force sounds pretty cool. And then the lightsabers, it was just all very attractive, like just sick. And I fell in love with the character of Yoda. And I loved the way he used to teach and his philosophies, behind everything that he does.
Yeah,
all of the peace and mastering, honing, understanding the dark side and honing the light side. And kind of just one thing led to another. I just became a big fan. All the other stories, all the other films came out, and just continued to watch it. Now I guess like how I became to call myself the Jedi was it just I don't know. It just naturally happened.
man.
I like to be in character. I like to dress up. I like to. I would love to go to Comic-Con again. I've been once before, but I love like places like that. And being a Jedi is something that I'm sure if you're a fan of Star Wars, every person wants to be a Jedi.
That's it. I think there was actually like a political party one time called the Jedi Party. I swear they actually got voted for because they had so many members.
They had what, the Jedi Party?
Yeah, like a political party. I'm going to Google it in a minute and find out about this, but I remember.
Yeah. This actually goes deeper than just a fan and a love for it. Like there is even like a religion now, like this Jediism, and it. I don't know too much about it, but I know it's really influencing a lot of people.
Yeah, mate, it's going to be the new Scientology.
Yeah.
So why? I know it might be a stupid question, but why Jedi with the number 3?
All right, so that's not a stupid question at all.
Okay.
That's actually a very intellectual question from yourself.
Not that someone thinks so.
Yeah, people pick up on it. Everyone just thinks, oh, maybe I've just changed it for some reason, but there is a purpose why I've done it. Well, I mean, the shortest way I can explain it is that first of all, I like the number 3. It's always been my lucky number, because I like to be sort of different, outside the box. Everyone always used to be talking about, the 3 is the wrong number. It's brings bad luck and all that sort of stuff. And I used to be the guy that used to walk, the posts, and you walk underneath them. You need to cross your fingers, apparently.
Yeah.
do that when you were a kid. Yeah. So I would always walk underneath them and just be like to everybody, well, I'm not getting no bad luck, and step on the three manholes. Oh, I'm not getting no bad luck. I'm good. I create my own good luck, create my own luck. So three has always been my favorite number. And then going into like mythology and like learning about history and that stuff and about the gods, that three is the god's favorite number.
Oh
Um,
right, didn't know that.
yeah, yeah. So I see like a power coming from the number three, and so I attached them two things to do with um, reminds me of always thinking outside of the box and going against what everyone else thinks and going against the odds of, oh, if I put the number three within associated with my name, it's the powerful number of the gods. Also, it's supposed to be this bad luck thing, and I have the power to master that, which is also another force. Which, like, you believing in bad luck is bringing you could call it a dark side into your life. So it goes deep, man. It goes really deep to to complete it, and also the side of that I thought if I put a three in it, no one like Lucas Stars or Disney or whatever, they never can come at me with their fucking allegations of, oh, you can't use that name.
To
Do you
be
know?
fair though, there is actually no one who's ever done that, have they? Actually called the Jedi. I'm sure I haven't googled it, but I'm sure no one's done that.
Nah, nah, I don't think no one's ever done it, but I think like say if I'm not sure, but there could be a possibility of, let's say, Lucas Stars or whoever owns Star Wars owns that name, so I couldn't use it as a brand, for
Got ya.
instance. But if I have the number three in it, like that's totally different. They could never say anything about that.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. There's nothing wrong with having Jedi the Three. That look good on t-shirts as well. Have you got stuff? You
Yeah,
got merchandise made already?
I do. Yeah, like my last T-shirt had the Jedi, which showed the TH3 and then Jedi J3DI. So it's kind of like molding into its own now. It's molding into its own like brand and own sort of look. And it's definitely like something I want to put more effort into and more energy towards because I love I do everything like a lot of things for people and to entertain people and entertain fans and entertain my family and friends and all that sort of stuff. So I love to give back, and that would kind of be a little way to create like you know create a movement, create a positive movement, and and be an impact in somehow in my society.
No, mate, for sure. And they said it'd be very well remembered as well. It's not
Yeah.
something you'd forget, especially with the number three, so it stick out a lot. And I said, hey, when let me know where I can. The link is, mate. I'd love to get a t-shirt as well, man. It'd be great. Have
Oh
a
yeah,
Jedi
they're coming,
t-shirt.
man. Soon coming, soon come.
That's it, mate. Let me know. I'll share it about. We'll get some orders in now. I'm sure people will be loving it. And take
Yeah,
some to Comic Con as well, man.
yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, mate. And talk about your Comic Con stuff. You love that. I love the promo. I know you made it yourself for when you fought on May the 4th. Of course, we'll go into why that is and everything like that. When you fought at Bellator Birmingham, the promo with you in the Darth Vader outfit with the red lightsaber, man. I bet that was pretty cool to do that. Eh?
Yeah, that was sick. And the mask was actually Kylo Ren's. So I
Sorry,
did,
mate. I'm not as
yeah.
clued up,
So
man. Sorry.
well, like, not many people know the difference actually.
Mm.
And it was Kylo Ren's mask with his lightsaber. And the reason why I chose Kylo Ren's mask was obviously one because the film just kind of came out with introducing Kylo Ren and all that sort of stuff, and the fact that I liked to use Kylo Ren because he was kind of like a raw, untrained, like like a Sith, like he
Yeah.
kind of trying to find his footing, almost like a teenager, that sort of thing. So I kind of like used him as like a symbol of I'm just like kind of beginning my career, sort of thing. It was only like a little side note of it, and plus I think it's fucking it looks cool.
Yeah, it
But
was sick.
yeah, yeah, the guy, what was his name? What's his name? Um, amazing photographer. I have to literally give him all the credit. His name will pop back into my head in a bit, but um, we just bounced ideas off each other, but the the angles and the way he edited it and the cinematography, is it called?
Yeah, man.
All his artistry with that. I gave it to him, man. It was just me in the film, in the video, but he made it look sick. He made it look dope. Absolutely brilliant, man.
Is that what I bet you love looking back on that on YouTube? You got all your great fights that you won, things like that. But I'm sure you keep flicking back to yourself, flicking that lightsaber around, eh?
Yeah, I've actually got some more footage ready to release when I'm about to fight again. So I can't wait, man. I can't wait to just keep building this character and you know um, continuing this journey.
That's it, mate. That's it. I should know this because I've seen a few of your fights, but I might not have always seen you walk outs. Have you ever walked out in any sort of costume before down the ramp?
Yeah, so I walked out in the Kylo Ren mask last fight in May the 4th on Star Wars Day, which
Yeah,
was pretty
I should know that because I was actually there in the press row, but I just can't remember.
well. Funny fact is that the music that I gave Bellator, I don't know how it happened, but accidentally I sent them the wrong track, and it was my stripping mix. So
Oh my god,
it
party
was
boy stuff.
listen, this was funny because my stripper name is Galaxy. Like, for everyone that doesn't know, I do stripping on the weekend, male review, dance, that sort of stuff. That's bringing a bit of change. And the name I use, I go by is Galaxy, another space sort of stuff. But
Yeah, standard.
yeah, yeah. But in the actual music, I put like the word, like the word. I think it's called adlibs. Adlibs. I don't know like the technical words for music, but
Yeah.
it says Galaxy, Galaxy. So I'm literally backstage on the back of the runway, and I hear the music go off, and it goes. I'm just like, what the fuck? I
Did you thought
started.
one of your mates stitched you up or something?
You know what? I don't know how I did it. I must have like renamed the file. I was not, it was on the same hard drive, so yeah, it yeah, it was funny. But I went out, done my same thing, just walked out normally. I was gonna bring my lightsaber and stuff, and yeah,
I'll tell you what, the views on your video for that fight have just gone up because everyone, even myself, I'm going to go back and rewatch them just to see the walkout again.
yeah. Oh man, that's one way to advertise it, isn't it?
Because the funny thing is that I was sitting there in the press row watching it all, and I didn't even pay attention to that. So no, fair play. I'll definitely be looking back at that. Obviously, I was back there when you were chatting with Steve Abbott as well. Great bloke. But so what I want to talk about, let's go back to that. So let's go back to fighting at Bellator, your last fight. Okay, so Bellator Birmingham is amazing for you on many levels. So it's
Yeah,
amazing for example, it's been Birmingham, so it's your hometown where you train. I know you're from Wolverhampton, but it's where your training gym's from. You're fighting on the same day as your teammate, and of course, it was on May the 4th, Star Wars Day.
that's right.
So, first of all, let's start with the fact that you were fighting on Bellator Birmingham. So, your first massive step up in competition. No disrespect to Golden Ticket Fight Promotions, they got great fighters
Yeah,
in there,
yeah.
but your big stage, Bellator Birmingham on their European series. You've how did it feel, first of all, to just be involved in that? How did the call come around, first of all?
It was absolutely dope. Like it was kind of something that when I was on Golden Ticket and when I beat Badger and the way I beat him and stuff, and I was speaking to what was his name again? He was one of the interviewers. I'm so bad with names, by the way.
Steve Abbott,
Yeah, Steve.
the
I think it's
Canadian
Steve.
guy. Yeah,
Front row MMA. Yeah. So I
yeah,
was
man.
or something like yeah, Steve. Yeah. So I was speaking to Steve, and then he was asking me what next, and I knew that Bellator was coming to Birmingham in May. I had no connection with them at the moment, but I thought, you know what, uh, just throw it out there in the universe. Bellator, May the 4th on Star Wars Day. Let's do, makes fucking sense. You gotta have the Jedi there, right? So you gotta unleash the Force on Star Wars Day. So when I got the call that the fight that was on the card originally matched up with um, I don't know, some pussy. What knows? He ran up. Yeah, originally matched up with some guy from Coventry. That's what I remember. He's from Coventry, and yeah, so he kind of bottled it to. I think it was like 4 weeks. It was so good time to find another opponent. We found another opponent in the name of in Sam Slater, a good well-rounded fighter. coming off a loss, so he had something to prove. And weirdly enough, we used to train together in SBG Ireland, and he was from my old camp in SBG. And yeah, like we were one of like we were pals, man. We were like I stayed at his house like many times and stuff. So it was kind of like, yeah, you got a job to do, that sort of thing. He was off the fight. He took the fight. I'm not gonna go. Oh no, I'm not gonna fight you, mate. That sort of thing. So it went on, and we solidified the fight. And I was just over the moon, man, ecstatic that I was fighting on Bellator.
Yeah, man, especially to come away the way you won the fight as well. Like, no disrespect to Slater, comes from a great gym in SBG. You know, he's really the guys they're putting out of there is unbelievable. You know, and that I think that's your biggest competition really to Team Renegade for best gym in the world, personally.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
and the way, sorry, carry on.
So yeah, go on. I was just adding to that. Like they've got a great facility, great coaches. Like I can't speak enough good words about John Kavanagh, man. He's an amazing dude, and they've got many other coaches and staff there and training partners, which are it's just awesome facility and awesome atmosphere there.
Yeah, man, and great people to train with. Like you've got like some of these guys like James Gallagher coming through. You've got Pedro Carvalho in the Grand Prix.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's just a couple of names, you know.
yeah, of course, man. Some killers in there.
Yeah, no, mate, no, it's great to see. So yeah, so
Win.
all
Hmm?
go on, man. Sorry, buddy.
Sorry. Yeah, so it was good to get like a really good win over Sam Slater, and unfortunately, like it didn't break the friendship between us because I still consider him like you know, like if he, like I said in when he's in Birmingham, shout me, like your career. I said to him after the fight, man, I said your career doesn't end here. It's only the beginning for you. Pick your chin back up and you make sure you fight with your heart next time. That sort of stuff. I felt like his heart wasn't there, but that's a story for another time. Unless you want to know about it.
Yeah. Well, look, he's only 4 pro fights in similar to yourself. Do you know what I mean? So there's plenty of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And the way you did it as well, no disrespect to Slater, I don't want to say, but God, there was that jab you're throwing. I haven't seen people throw a jab like that since, GSP and Bisping sort of thing. That was snapping his head back like anything. And then your straight punch as well, fantastic. And with all the added pressure, I'm not saying you're under pressure, but added pressure of the bigger stage in Birmingham on May the 4th, of course, even bigger for you. You just, without the no disrespect to him, you just went straight through him, I thought.
Yeah. It was a clinical performance, and I unleashed the force.
Yeah, he unleashed the force on his debut in Bellator on May the 4th.
Yeah.
Couldn't have asked for a better storytell.
No, 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 you couldn't, man. And I was happy that I was the first on. I think I was the first on the app as well. Like so if I was like any fight sooner, they would have missed my fight on the app. But it was pretty cool to get a slot like that. Opener, great opener for a great night of fights.
That's it, man. And everyone out there, the app Bellator app's free to download. Download it. Just search for Akonne Wanliss, and I've said it's on there now. Just check it out. It's definitely a good fight, and make sure you'll check out his stripper music as well in his last fight as well. Make sure you'll do that.
Check out the what?
The stripper music on your last
Oh,
fight.
oh yeah. See if you can clock it. It
Right. Oh, that is the first thing I'm gonna do.
By the way, like the DJ skills on there, hit me up.
Is that yourself? Are you doing all the DJ stuff yourself?
Yeah, so I mix all my music. I do everything. So I mix my music for my fight. So it was actually quite like a really cool mix I had ready to unleash for Star Wars Day. I'm still going to keep it for all my other fights as well, and just change the main music that comes on at the end. But it like I don't want to spoil the surprise. It didn't come out. So make sure you tune into my next fight to see it or to listen
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah, man,
Yeah,
I can't wait. Can't wait for the promos. Can't wait for everything, mate. It's going to be great, mate. Really good. Well, I'm stupid. I should know this sort of thing. But so you trained at SBG, yeah? Did
yeah.
you go from SBG to U while it was still UTC, or was it SBG to Renegade?
So I started out in a gym called um what was this gym called? In a little gym in Wolverhampton. Uh,
Okay.
what was the gym called again? Been that long now, so I forgot the gym. But yeah, I started on this gym in Wolverhampton.
Yeah,
I
man.
was there for a little bit, and then I moved to Birmingham, and that's when I went to UTC. So I was still in the UTC days, about 4 years ago now, and that's when I first met Leon and his brother Fabian and Yannick and all the
Yeah, man.
squadron, and Nat Matthias, like all the regular faces that you see and know nowadays. And then the gym shot, I think it was like 2 years after that. So it must have been so I was there for a solid long time. And in between in that 2 years time, that's when I was flying back and forth. I was doing like a week in SBG and then like a week back at home. Then like a week in SBG and then like 4 weeks at home and then like 2 weeks in SBG. Like I'd be flying back and forth to both camps. Um, and it kind of really stopped. It kind of I don't know why it stopped. It just kind of just one of them things that's kind of fizzled out. I had a lot of things to sort out at home as well. Um, and in that time, UTC got shut down, so everyone just went to Renegade. And I think
Yeah.
that would have been the best thing that happened, really, for
Yeah.
Birmingham. Anyway, I think.
Oh yeah, look at the killers it's bringing out of there, and there's people who live in Birmingham know it's not the easiest place to grow up in some areas, so it's nice to give them something to do, give some sort of sense of achievement. And I know Leon and Fabian, especially as well as a lot of them, like Aidan and the rest of you, are all really pushing to get the youth in there
Yeah,
and start training all them kids up.
yeah. It was a shame that UTC got shut down because they had a great program to bring in kids off the street and great kids classes and stuff. And there's some awesome kids classes at Renegade too. We just need maybe we're pushing, hopefully, fingers crossed for a better facility and you know more places to cater for the youth. That's definitely something I want to look into as well. I want to get into schools and just share my story. Hopefully, it can inspire the next generation to come up and go the right direction.
That's it, mate. Follow the force, as you'd say, yeah.
Yeah, follow the force.
What I love listening to you, mate, is how you describe things like, got to take things to the universe and all words like this, mate. It's brilliant. It's definitely part of you now, isn't it?
Oh, it is, man, and it always has been. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like some facade that I've just made up just when I started fighting. It's always been me. I've always been into the universe, and I've always been quite spiritual. It's coming from my mum, and she's been one to always like. She's been through a hell of a ride in her life, and the fact that she can still smile shows a lot. And that gave me a lot of belief in the universe and within manifesting your own reality and stuff. And it just makes total sense to me. So it's something ingrained in me, and yeah, I do push that in and entertainment in the form of the force. When I say the force, it is the universe for me. That is the way I am manifesting things and stuff. So it's just as real as it is an entertainment.
Yeah, man. So you got your. I always thought people might think, oh, his big inspiration is Star Wars and the Force, but it sounds like the biggest inspiration you had was come from the home, from your housemate, from your mother.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It has, man. My mom is my mom's the master emperor.
Yeah.
Something like that. She's like we used to call her the fire breathing dragon. She's mellowed down a lot now, but woo, when she could unleash her wrath, man, it was duck and cover. But no, she's been a solid rock to. We have a family of four of us, four brothers and three sisters. So a big family, but only two of us really grew up closely together. So yeah, my mum has been a solid rock in between us, and uh, her story alone is very inspirational to come from almost nothing, and with the opportunities and all the resources that we have, it's hard. It's very hard to complain about it. It's very hard because you just see where she's come from, and that gives you inspiration to go, I can do it. Oh yeah, my leg hurts today, but what? Massage it, get on with it. At least your leg is there.
Exactly. That's the mentality to have, and it's probably the lack of mentality kids have nowadays. Parents are too easy just to buy them what they want or give them what they want, and
Mm.
just you know what I mean. So, no, it's nice to have that sort of mentality from home as well. So, to be fair, Akon, you might as well just switch place with your mum then. Let's hear about her story quickly, yeah, as well.
Yeah, yeah. Well, my mum, she was born in England, and she got sent over to Jamaica. And when she was sent over to Jamaica, she kind of got like it was a bad situation for her. Like, um, she was like kind of like what's the word? Like, not I wouldn't say abandoned because she was still in within the family, but
Yeah,
her mom and dad wasn't there, and she was like she was forced to work, and yeah, like tough life in Jamaica, very tough life in Jamaica.
that's
So
it, mate.
she ended up having meeting my dad and then having three children. I was the last with my dad, and yeah, wasn't a great relationship. So she had to leave. End up leaving. Only could take me for circumstances that was presented to her. Made it to England, and with England, she just had me, a nappy, and a mattress on the floor. And luckily, we had a roof, and we lived like that, man, for about it was about maybe a year. It was just over a year. We lived
Oh,
like that.
wow.
Yeah. So, and she worked too. She found some jobs. She used to go around knocking people's doors to just to do jobs in people's houses for just for a little money. She was like, "Oh, you got anything in your gardening to do? Any cooking or cleaning?" And she used to do that just to get by to get money. And she also had like a nursing qualification she was going through, which that that set her up, which was nice because she uh she went on to be a band nine nurse. Like she's killing it now. Obviously, like hopefully one day I get to retire her soon. She don't like that word retirement. She likes extended holiday. But um,
That's it.
yeah, so all, everything that she's been through, and she met my brother's dad. And that kind of like gave her some more breathing room, to once you have another person to work with, it helps a
Of
lot
course.
and helps financially and stuff like that. And yeah, from there she just built herself up and looked after us, fed us, and I didn't know any different. It's only when I grew up and heard the story of how I grew up and how we were living when we were little. That's the only time it hit me when I was like, oh shit, we actually came from nothing. Like we actually did come from nothing. Well, I did anyway. Um, but you look at me, you look at the smile on my face, you look at my muscles bulging out my skin. You would never know that I was malnourished when I was a kid. I wasn't. My mum made sure everything was there, everything was provided for us. No matter
Yeah.
no matter what situation she was presented with. So
She would have fed you before she fed herself, I'm sure.
yeah, yeah, of course, that's definitely probably what would be happening. But all that stuff just gave me more motivation to chase my own dreams.
No, mate, it's good to have what a fantastic story, Mum's come through, and it just proves, if you work at something, and
Mhm.
just have belief, you can get through it, and then look where she is now. You said she's like doing really well in her job, she's very well, and then she can look at you and think, look how well you're doing as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She's very proud. She's very proud because um both of her sons. I got another brother as well. He's pretty much a superstar now. He's a superstar in music, and I can imagine. Like I'm so proud of my brother, so I can imagine. I can only imagine what my mom feels like. Like fuck, she must be crying every day. Happy tears, that sort of thing. But my
That's it,
mom
mate,
should
and
read the book, man, because her story is deep. I only just tried to scratch a little bit of the surface of it, but watch out for the book soon coming.
that's what I was going to say. Tell her in her extended retirement, right? Sorry, extended holiday, she
Yeah,
should write a book. Then it's still working.
to release the book. Yeah, she should do that.
And
It
then
is.
then we get Spielberg on the phone to make the film.
Yeah. Okay, no, you would need Spielberg for that film.
Quality, mate, quality. It's nice to hear, mate. And I said, what a lovely story, and it's great to see how the ending has been such a happy ending. You sound like you got a nice, loving household now. Everyone's happy, everyone's doing what they're doing, and everyone's good.
Yeah, yeah, of course, man. Of course, there is a happy ending. So it's not always fairy tales that have happy endings. Sometimes nightmares too.
That's
Most,
it, man.
yeah.
Yeah, but the story's still continuing for you. Like you're still young, you're only 4 fights into your pro career. You've only been fighting for a year as pro. You know what I mean? So and you've had 4 fights. You've won 3 of those fights, and you can't exactly count yourself out. You've yet to
No,
see
no.
the fight. You've yet to win. You win on a decision. You're always finishing your fights
Yeah, yeah.
for your amateur career as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So ever since when I started MMA, the story of me starting MMA was like I was kickboxing before,
Yep.
uh, and I'd won a few titles in kickboxing. Just like playing around, and it was always like amateur kickboxing, and I would go like training like 2, 3 times a week, and just like thinking, oh yeah, sick, sick. This is like just something to keep fit because I used to like to go from about 17. I started to go to the gym. I was pretty like skinny kid, and then like started to like get muscles and bulk up. I like the female attention as well, It all added in, and it was all like a not nice to have it to add it all and stuff. And then one day something just hit me. Like I was kickboxing. I think it was when yeah, it was when I went for my second British title. So I was kickboxing, and I had seen like the first. I think it's the first time I've seen UFC on TV. I'd seen like a Diego Sanchez fight somebody. I can't remember who it was, but
It's
it was
never a bad fight to see first.
no, it was bloodbath. And then no, I'd seen like Chuck Liddell a few times before. Yeah, I'd seen Chuck Liddell a few times before, but I never really thought of anything about it. But then I seen Diego Sanchez, and he didn't like he doesn't even look like a real he didn't look like a real bad man. He just kind of looked like a psycho from the street.
Yeah.
That sort of like thing. And I kind of just something connected to me to him, just something weird, just kind of like something normal about him. But he's not normal at all, as you know,
hmm
especially back in the day. Uh,
Crazy, mate. That guy. He just comes forward and just. Oh,
Absolutely crazy. But there was something that just I can't explain what it was, but there's some similarity where I just looked at that guy and I was like, wow, I could do that. Do you know, like
yeah, man.
something just attached me to it. So I found the nearest gym, and when I got into this gym, I was having a lot of problems at work. I was a personal trainer at the time, and I was having problems at work because I had this one girlfriend, that crazy ex that was just crazy, crazy, and it kind of spilled over from my personal life into my work life. So it was affecting like I would be at work and she would arrive at work. She would just come into the gym, and then there would be like some disputes in the gym while I'm working with other clients and stuff. And it's like, whoa, you can't do that, mate. Like obviously the managers were like looking at me too, like, oh, this needs to be sorted out. So it ended up getting me sacked because it kept happening far too often. I was a good personal trainer, so I managed to find another gym very easily, very quickly. Transfer a lot of my clients over, and something something was telling me, some gut feeling was like, this is not the path I want. This is not what I want to do. I can always come back to this. So I ended up leaving personal training, leaving the commercial personal training side.
Hmm.
Took like 3 clients over with me to this other gym and just started chasing MMA. Booked a fight. I think it was about 6 weeks after my first MMA class. I was fighting. I had my first MMA fight. After that, I just did not look back. I met this guy called another important guy in my life. Still now is Kerith Brown. Uh, I met him and I call him my mentor, and he just kind of guided me in the right direction and guided me to UTC and beyond. And so I got connections with SBG too, and just just one thing led to another, and just kept putting the hard work in, and here we are.
Yeah, here we are. You know what I mean? After 4 fights, well, actually saying that after I think by your third pro fight, you're holding a title. You're knocking out. You're winning by TKO in first rounds. Was that in Golden Ticket Fight Promotion when you won your first title on your third pro fight?
Yeah, oh yeah, pro title, yeah, in my pro career, yeah, man. Yeah, only the third fight, and like you said, back in my amateur days, I was doing that anyway. My first fight, was like a mad little back and forth bloodbath because I didn't know how to grapple. And like I said, I've been training MMA for 6 weeks and then go into an MMA fight and then to get like beat him up on the feet but get out grappled. It's always going to happen. But after that, that really set me to go learn how to grapple and learn how to do jiu-jitsu, learn how to wrestle, Greco-Roman and all that sort of stuff, and just try and make a whole complete game. Like I am now a whole complete MMA fighter now. We went to IMAFs. So the great thing about meeting Kerif is that he's president of IMAF now.
Hmm.
And so that kind of like helped me being able to get into high level competition before even getting into the pro ranks. So it's a great experience, man. Absolutely great experience. Just Vegas was never again. Vegas will be a never again on the list. But uh, yeah, it's come a long way, man. In such a short time as well. It's only been like 4.5 years. 4.5 years all this has happened.
Yeah, mate. Bet it's gone. I bet it feels it's gone quickly, eh?
Yeah, when I talk about it, I feel like, oh shit, I was an amateur yesterday. I
I was
feel like,
eating sugary bacon like last week.
yeah, I was eating sugar bacon now. I feel better than that. I think it was like 2015, something like that.
Yeah, man. Well, you definitely got. So with Ken, was it Kerif? You said Kerif Brown. You
Eric
said
Brown,
with
yeah.
him. Yeah, with him, like he definitely said he obviously put you up with the best fights you could get at the time because look at your pro debut. Yeah, despite the outcome, it was still
Yeah,
on Bama. You're fighting a big card at Bama for your pro debut.
yeah,
I know
yeah.
it must be pretty scary. Not scary, but it's a lot. It's a lot to take in opposed to just going on a regional and fighting some journeyman.
Mm. I've never been one to do things small. I've always wanted to be the best and wanted to do the best, and that means not shying away from the highest level of competition. Like, I can beat up all the regional people all the time, but what is that? Like, it's only get you so far, in my eyes, anyway.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. And you want to test yourself as well. You don't want to pad your record too much and get to the big stage, and then you start experiencing defeat when you've been so used to, winning. So you
Mm.
might even say, even though your pro debut did end and you lost by unanimous decision, you
Yeah.
probably learn a lot from that, don't you?
Oh yeah, I learned a hell of a lot. Like it's weird that we speak about this now because I was talking about that again earlier this morning with Tom, and I
Hmm.
was saying that was such a turning point in my career that losing the way I did on points just really lit lit some more of a fire in my ass. Like I had motivation to do this anyway, but this just kind of just it just woken me up to yo. This ain't no game. You can't play at MMA. You really need to submerge your whole life into this if you want to be the best. If you don't want to be the best, then yeah, play around a bit. Be earn a bit of money here and there. It's a dangerous game to play, but I'm not your parent to tell you what to do with your life. But it's really I feel it's something that you have to really submerge yourself into and to become the best. With everything out there as well. Actually, not just MMA.
No, you're right, and you said it's multiple disciplines. It's not just learning the one. It's like a game of chess in there. One wrong move is a knockout, or one wrong move is a submission.
Yeah,
It's you got to be so you can't just be completely uneducated. You really need to have some sort of good background of education to really do well in this. Do you think?
yeah. 100. I definitely agree with that. Especially now how MMA is going and how fast it's growing now. It's such a fast growing sport that if you got a hole in your game, you'll get found out some way or another. So it's definitely important to learn it all. Become a jack of all trades, as they say now.
Yeah, that's it. Obviously, we were talking about how you got into obviously when you first started MMA and stuff like that. But what actually made you want to do combat sports? Like, I want to go and fight. I want to go and fight and stuff like that. Was it the Diego Sanchez fight?
Um, I think it was a mixture between Diego Sanchez and Chuck Liddell. Like
Okay.
Chuck Liddell, the Iceman, Chuck Liddell. I started like following on him quite a lot, and I used to do the the when he used to run around the ring, run around the cage, and the scream. It's like, ah, as the
Yeah,
ice.
with the arms out.
Yeah, yeah, with the arms out and stuff. I used to do that in the front room. In the front room, and then Rampage Jackson as well. He was another one. So I had a friend that who was really into it, really into like the fighters as well. So it was kind of like we just used to just bounce the conversation off each other, and then it was just something that I just thought, fuck it, I want to do that too. But um, as a kickboxing, I never had no dreams of becoming a professional fighter. It wasn't really like anything I was thinking of. I actually wanted to be a firefighter. It's kind of weird. It's just, but once I made the decision that I wanted to be a fighter, I just never looked back, and I've been on it ever since.
Yeah, man. Well, you're still some sort of fighter. Maybe not a firefighter, but you're a cage fighter. So you're fighting something.
It gets really hot in there when the lights are on.
Yeah, I bet. And it's probably some people might disagree, but I think it's probably safer to get in the cage than it is to jump into a burning building as well. So I'm sure your mum's happy with that
Yeah,
decision.
yeah, yeah, that actually is. Even though my mom was so against me becoming a professional fighter. I remember when I told her I was living on my own at the time, and I had sold like I couldn't afford training because I had stopped doing personal training. So I'd sold my car because my gym was like not too far from my house. And then I called my mom one day and I said, "Mom, I'm gonna need to move back into the house." And she was like, "What? Why?" I said, "Can I just tell you when I come over?" I said, "But I really need to move in because I was said, oh, I lost my job and all that sort of stuff." But anyway, when I got to my mom's, I sat down and spoke with her and I said, "Look, this is what I want to do. I want to become a professional fighter, and it starts. I have to give. I can't be doing I can't be doing a job. I need to give all my time and efforts to this MMA, and I've got a fight in 6 weeks' time." And she was it was like 5 weeks' time at the time, and she was ballistic. She hit the roof. "Oh, you're throwing away your job. You're throwing away your career. You've worked so hard for this. You know all the things that mothers should say.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna fight. You're gonna fight. You're gonna fight. How much money you're gonna get? All this sort of stuff. Blah, blah, blah. And then she was asking, "Am I gonna get paid for this next fight?" And I was like, "No." So I had everything going against me. Everything going against me. But I think when my mom, she's seen me fight, and she's been a super fan ever since. I think she's seen like, yeah, my son will be fine.
Uh, well, what did she like? Did she come to a lot of your shows now?
Yes. So she came to one fight before that lasted like, oh my God, I think this fight lasted like 8 seconds or something. I don't know, probably less than a minute.
Was that your pro fight?
No, this was at one of my amateur fights. I do.
Yeah, eight. There's an 8 seconder. Yeah, you got
There
an
is
eight
a
second one.
fight,
Yeah.
yeah. She didn't come to that one. That was in Newcastle. Um, but yeah, so she hid the whole time underneath this one table, and her friend had to pull her up to go, "Look, he's won, he's won, he's won." It's funny, but she's been a fan. She's been very supportive ever since that day, man. So it's a blessing.
That's it, mate. That's it. And what's interesting is earlier on you were talking about, how you were talking about in Star Wars, you got Yoda, who's like, this great teacher, this great master. Who's actually your Yoda then? So I'm trying to think, is it your mother? Is it Kerith Brown? Is it,
Uh, yeah. So there's actually a dude I actually started to call Master Yoda,
yeah.
and he's Fitzroy Davis. So he was my first full time coach. So Gareth Brown had elected me a coach, and this was after my first fight. We had started to bridge the gap in my grappling. So I started off in judo, which a lot of people don't know, and I entered the GB the junior GB team, and I was training full time in judo. So yeah, just constant work, and he really implements like a hard work ethic, no messing about. I'm quite like a hyperactive person anyway, so he would always on my case, like like always on my case. I would have to do extra pull-ups, push-ups, extra drills, all the time, just because I just couldn't contain myself. I don't know. But yeah, so I gave him the name Master Yoda because he was so technical. He made me fall in love with details because the difference between having one or two details versus five or six, or even one or two details versus three details, that one extra detail can make the world of difference in success and not success in sport. It's all done by wins or losses are all made by inches, like little centimeters. That's the only difference really between a winner or a loser, especially at the highest level. And that one extra detail can give you that one little extra inch. So when I connected them two dots, I just seen him as like the grandmaster, as like
Hmm.
grandmaster of knowledge within judo. So he is the name of Master Yoda.
That's it, man. So we've got your mum as the Master Emperor. We've got
Yes, he's
Yoda.
the emperor.
Right, we've got Yoda. We've got you as a Jedi. We won't say we don't know which one though yet.
Yeah,
No, you can be Anakin, but that's Darth Vader, isn't it? So,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I've made my own character. Like I'm not
all right.
anybody, nobody there. Like they're gonna have to put me in the film to hear my story. And that might happen one day. I'd love to get into acting after my fighting career.
That's it, mate. I can imagine it now. I
Mhm.
thought, oh, you never know. You could be an extra for a start off, You never know. One day you could be, well, with your fighting skills and stuff like that, with
That's
the
that's
sport
the,
getting bigger and bigger.
that's the thing. Like Michael Bisping, like you mentioned Michael Bisping before, and
Yeah.
he's done it. I think he's a great example. A massive great example of how athletes should take their life. Like nowadays, you got to have like MMA is such a short game. You've got to have something that you want to do after. You've got to. You got to have some sort of direction, whether it's in behind the scenes, whether it's staying in the game, or whether it's going completely left. I think that's an important point to note, um, and that would be massive advice I'd give to any or young and up and coming fighters. Yeah, put everything into this sport, but have a exit strategy.
That's it. And like yourself, you can obviously because you're established professional fighter, and you will be a very much veteran of the sport by the time you retire. So
Yeah,
you can always pass on your knowledge, open your own gyms, carry on with your personal training. There's so many different things you can do because a
yeah,
lot of people don't understand this. You guys are fighters, but you do other bits and bobs to help the money come in. Like
yeah,
not many
yeah.
people would
Especially
have
at the
known that
start.
you got. Not many people knew that you were Galaxy. You know what I mean? Well, they do now. But
Yeah.
some people might just teach a few classes, But whatever floats your boat, man.
Whatever floats your boat, yeah.
No, that's it, mate. But it's interesting, though, isn't it? These are the things people don't know and people don't hear about. Like you're talking about your judo as well. No one knew about that
Yeah.
stuff like that. So no, it's really interesting to hear your background, your story, and all those bits and bobs like that as well. But one thing I'm gonna pull you up on, which I think is really interesting. I want everyone out there to go and visit it as well, who's listening to this.
Yeah.
You need to go check out this man's YouTube page. First of all, you'll see one of his, obviously, I think it's his latest one, which was the promo to Birmingham, where obviously we were talking about he was dressed up, not as Darth Vader, what was his name?
Kylo Ren.
That's it, yeah, dressed up like that with the lightsaber and all that sort of stuff. It was really good. It actually looked like, the makers of Star Wars actually did that.
Yeah, yeah,
So that was sick as well. But one of my favourite ones, I was crying. You got to watch, as we were talking about your trip to Vegas. Explain to people a little bit more about your trip to Vegas and like why you went there and stuff like that.
yeah. So my trip to Vegas was a part of the IMAF. So I had done an amateur tournament in the UK, which was sponsored by BAMA,
Yeah,
and this is another cool point actually to add is that I had won this tournament. I had three knockouts in my division. So it was two knockouts in the first day, and then I knocked out my last guy in the second day. Where the guy that was overseeing it all was David Green, who he's now obviously with Bellator, but
yeah.
he was the guy that was overseeing all of Bama. And I remember walking up to him going, "You're going to sign me one day when I turn pro." And it's like obviously when you just finish the fight, you're like, you like kind of like you're just boisterous. And I remember he was like, he just kind of just was kind of like took it as almost like a compliment. It was like he took it well, I think.
He's a
But
nice guy. I spoke to him before. He's a nice guy.
he's an awesome guy, man. But I totally forgot about this. And when I wasn't fighting in May and I walked off the scales, he actually ran up to me and was like, "Ah, I remember you. You told me that you were gonna I was gonna sign you." And he was like, "Look where you are now." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, fucking hell."
That's it. I was going to say, yeah, because he was at Bama, wasn't he, when you
Yeah,
joined?
yeah, yeah. And he was like, "Look who you are now." It was actually crazy, crazy to think it. But I was saying about, yeah, IMAF. So I won that tournament, and that allowed me to go into represent GB for the Worlds. So I went. I got selected to go to the Worlds. So we went to the Worlds, which was held in Vegas that year, and
Yeah.
there's 32 people per category, and held over 5 days of fights. And yeah, so we went over to IMAF, went over to Vegas, and I recorded the my whole journey from when I left my home to pretty much when I came back. And I smacked that all on YouTube, and it's pretty funny.
Yeah, mate, it is pretty cool, but to be fair, before we talk about the YouTube videos, right, it must have been amazing though, so early in your career, young still, still an amateur getting to make journeys such as going to America. Some people can only dream of doing that so early on. Even they can only dream about going to America now in their
Yeah,
career as a pro.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course, man, of course. And I had to pinch myself. I couldn't believe I was actually going to fight in Vegas. I was like, "What? I'm an amateur and I'm gonna fight in Vegas. Like, that is so sick." And even now, like, I'm still like, it would be so dope for me to fight. Like, I can't wait to make. I keep saying my American debut, but I've already made my American debut. But it'd be great to make my professional American debut. Like, as much as I love it, I love England and I love my hometown and stuff. It's just always great to get out and be known overseas.
Yeah, man, I'm sure it made a better case when you're telling your mother, saying, "Look, mum, look, they're sending me to Nevada and I'm an amateur. Please,
Yeah.
support me. It's all good."
Oh my God, yeah, yeah. My mum was fully on board by then as well. She
Yeah,
was
man.
fully on board after I won that tournament. When I stopped all them guys in the tournament, she knew. She used to say she kept saying to me, "You're going to be a star. You're going to be a star."
That must be nice to hear from your
Oh,
mum.
it was absolutely brilliant. She used to say that when I was a kid as well. She used to be like say that to me and my brother. She'd be like, "Remember, your names are going to be in the stars."
Yeah,
And
man.
tell us to act far, act smart, think smart. Early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, not wealthy and wise. So along those lines.
No, no, that's it, mate. That's it, and it just shows, she's definitely drilled the right attitude into you lot as well. And no, it's nice to see she's very obviously supportive of you. Some others obviously scared about seeing their parents in them sort of places, their kids in those sort of situations.
Yeah,
So no, it's lovely to hear, mate, as well. And I say when you're going for America as well, one thing I love seeing as well is when you went to your hotel room. By the way, sick view from your hotel room. By the way, that I'm also thinking you're walking into this lovely hotel room in Vegas, thinking you must have felt like royalty.
I felt like a superstar.
Yeah, man. Big TV, you know what I mean?
Oh, madness! And that was Elvis Presley's home base, pretty much. You know?
Mental. I bet your mum was jealous of that.
Yeah, everybody was. Everybody was FaceTiming me and stuff like that. I must have got about like 7 FaceTimes in a row. Like, "Oh, show me around, show me around." I'm like, "Let me enjoy this shit, man. Get out of here."
That's it, man. Watch the YouTube video. It'll be on there.
Yeah,
Do you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. What's the YouTube video?
Yeah, I encourage people to check that out. And the question is, have you got yourself a jacuzzi bath yet? Because you were loving that
Oh
one in the
man,
hotel.
jacuzzi bath. Hey,
I
bro.
was crying. That was funny.
In a couple paychecks, couple more knockouts. We'll get the
That
jacuzzi.
was fun.
You reminded me.
You get a nice view like that in the morning. Nice jacuzzi bath, mate.
Yeah, yeah. Get a nice view of Birmingham.
Yeah. Beautiful, mate. No, not. So I was going to say sunny skies, but that's a lie, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we if there's enough money, we can like put a hologram in there, you know?
That's it, mate. But I'll tell you what, I love all those videos, and I just want to. What another thing I want to talk about made me laugh is what happened when you walked into your gym with your SBG t-shirt on then? What was the reception like? Walking into his gym in Birmingham, I think it was UTC at the time,
Yeah,
in an SBG t-shirt.
yeah. So they used to take the piss out of me all the time. It's like it's a bit like friendly gym banter, you know.
Yeah,
Like the reason why I absolutely love all these my training partners and stuff, especially from home, is that we all want to see everyone do their best that they can, you know, and grow. So like, if anybody gets like an opportunity to go somewhere, like Leon got the chance to go to ATT, American Top Team, while I was there, and he spent a few months down there and stuff, and it's not bad blood. Like everybody just thinks, oh, it's cool, man. You got to go out there when you come back, share the skills, you know, that sort of thing. But
that's it.
with the banter, they don't stop the banter.
No.
Yeah, you're gonna get ripped to shreds if you wear another t-shirt in the gym.
Yeah, man. You know, I said this guy of ours, when you listen to it, is amazing. He says we were talking earlier about he's quite a hyperactive guy, you know, how likes to have fun, and he definitely does. You see in his videos, it's really very entertaining, even if you don't think so yourself. But I watched them all. I literally watched all of them. What was it called?
Ninja
The
life,
Ninja Diary.
ninja life, yeah.
That's it.
Ninja life. Hey, I
The
should start
Ninja
that.
Life, mate.
Yeah, continue that, man.
You should, mate. You got like over 1,000 subscribers, man. Do you know what I mean? Do it.
Yeah.
Bring it back out again.
So you know what it was? It was the editing process that I didn't really enjoy. Um, so it's like if I get someone to edit them, or if like you know what? Actually, I didn't enjoy the editing process because I had to learn how to edit. But
Yeah.
so I'm really good at it now. Like I can do it real quick. So yeah, it's probably something I watch out for the Ninja Life to come back. Maybe it's gonna come in a different form, a different name. Who knows? Something to do.
I know I keep talking about your YouTube videos, but I was watching so many things. Like I could have asked you 1,000 questions and stuff you were doing. It was so funny.
It's
Well,
a great
how's
insight for the life, though, isn't it? Like I think
yeah,
it's
man.
a good tool to use.
Like, as you can see, with like, it's good to show like people in your like how you are naturally. You know, that's why I like when I chat to you guys, we don't talk about your fights so much. Well, we do, but not too deeply. You know, because it's interesting to find about the normal things you get on in life. You know, you're not just fighters.
No, we're not just like stuck in a cage and and just that is our life. Like obviously, it is a big part of our life, but we go home just like everybody else. We go to sleep just like everybody else. We People have wives, people have kids, people have like uh, relationships with everyone else, and there's so much more to a human being than just the surface that a lot of people see on Instagram, for example.
No, mate, for sure, for sure. And I know to definitely keep you happy as well. As long as people don't know, if you want to upset this man, right, just sneak into his house and take his Jaffa cakes. I've seen the videos. All
Uh,
right, he is partial to a Jaffa cake. His trainers out there, so check his gym bag for empty boxes.
I don't think you'll be able to escape my house once you touch them Jaffa cakes. Like, no, that is it. Like if you escape alive, you are a lucky man. Become a professional fighter straight away if you escape alive.
Yeah, man.
Professional ninja, John Wick. I'll call you John Wick. That'll be your
Yeah. You're going to eat your Jaffa cake and you're going to take a bite and there'll be a bullet hole going through
yeah,
it.
in it. Lightsaber. Zoom.
That's it. Your character could be a hybrid of John Wick and blooming a Jedi.
Imagine.
He's sick.
Oh, but he does the sickest fight scenes ever. So
That's it.
imagine something along them lines. We could do it. We could unleash the force like that.
Yeah, mate. Get the choreography done. You can do the shooting with the what's the pistol called? The plasma rifle or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, you can have that. You can have two of them, and then on your back you could have double lightsaber swords. I don't know, mate. I'm getting too creative.
yeah, man. I have to write this shit down.
Wait for the next promo video.
Send you some credits. Yeah, next promo video's coming out soon, man. Come out soon. So yeah,
That's it,
I
mate.
haven't announced my next fight yet, but it's a nice one.
Can you say if it's going to be this year at all?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be this year. I'm a guy that likes to stay active. Um, so 100% this year.
And also one thing I loved as well. Have you still got the Star Wars flip flops? And you're lucky I'm not going to. I might ask you to sit here and sing the tune as well, because there was a part in your video where you're doing the Star Wars tune, and all of a sudden you get this camera angle and it goes down.
Uh,
It's these Star Wars flip flops.
yeah.
Absolutely
So
jokes.
you know the thing about them flip flops. they actually disappeared when I was in SPG because I was in Dublin making that video, right? I think it was. I think. But
Yeah, no, you were. Yeah, you were in Ireland. Yeah, you're in Dublin. Yeah.
yeah, I was in Dublin, so I found them slippers in Dublin, and the only pain about traveling back and forth to Dublin was the fact that I couldn't fit everything in my suitcase, so I'd have to leave like some stuff in the gym, some stuff like at the hostel that I regularly used to go back and forth to, and they would like keep stuff for me, but shit would go missing. And yeah, someone stole my not my Jaffa cakes. Someone stole my yeah, not my Jaffa cakes, dude. Someone definitely stole my flip flops. Unfortunately, damn it.
Well, anyone who's listening to this, if you're out there and you've got these flip flops, right? There's no hard feelings. We can just get them back.
No. Listen. If you're out there and you have my flip flops, I will find you and I will kill you.
Oh God, we've gone from John Wick now to Taker to whatever his name is, fucking Liam Neeson.
Yeah, Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson. Jedi Neeson.
Oh yeah, of course, he was in one of the films, wasn't he, Liam Neeson?
I think he was, yeah. I think he was in one of the films.
Well, I think in the Batman film. I don't know now.
One
He
of
was definitely in Batman.
He's been in action films. I know he has.
Yeah, man, that's it. That's it. And also it's how's the swimming coming along as well, mate? Because last time you were calling out for Michael Phelps to come and save you.
Yeah. What, me swimming?
Yeah, you said you're too busy. You still feel like you're drowning all the time?
Yeah. Nah. You know what? I'm actually doing pretty all right now. Like I can string together three lengths. Like as it's actually semi embarrassing that when the 50-year-old woman, or maybe she's 60, she's banging like 70 laps, like with ease, and I'm there like nearly drowning after 3 laps. But it's something. It's a new skill. It's something that I'm learning, and I always knew how to swim, but the front core has always eluded me. Um, and I'm getting a technique down. It's just the breathing patterns now. I'm gonna get down and I'll be well on my way to be doing open water swimming and maybe some races and stuff in the near future. So I'm excited for all that.
That's it, man. It's the best training, as they say. You know, use every muscle in your body.
Yeah. They say it's the highest work rate. Like the highest capacity of work rate is swimming. So it'll definitely be a nice feather to put in the cap to do conditioning in the pool. So yeah, that's another what's the name incentive for me to really get this swimming down.
Yeah, mate, swimming's killer, mate. I've done swimming before. It just knocks you. Do you know what I mean? Now I just float. You know, that's what I just do now. It's easier.
You know, I can't even float. You know, they say black man swim,
Just hold your breath.
black man sink. Yeah, I'm gonna try that. But listen,
Just hold your breath. You'll float.
all right. I'm gonna take a video of me floating if it works. If I'm not floating, it's a video of I'm coming for you.
Oh, mate.
I'm a nice guy, really.
Mate, I want to see that video on YouTube now. Like, it's
Sorry,
happening.
man. I'm gonna make a
Yeah.
vlog. I'm gonna make a vlog about swimming. I've got a GoPro now, so that would be cool to do a swimming vlog.
You've got to hold your breath, keep it all held in as much deep as you can, and just hold it there and just go limp, and your body will float. I promise you. Do it in the shallow end if you're scared.
No, I'm not. Scared.
I didn't say you were. Jedi's don't get scared.
Yeah, I don't get scared. There's no fear in the Jedi.
That's it, man. Oh, I wouldn't get scared either training where you are. That's one thing we haven't really spoken about. You've got, obviously, you're training with all these great people. You're training like SBG and all these great places since you come to the UK. And isn't it amazing that you've just walked into places like SBG and now Team Renegade? It's some of the best, as I said, the best guys in the world, and
Yeah.
they're on your doorstep.
Yeah, it does give you a lot of confidence, and you know when I'm training next to like Leon, for example, fourth in the world, in the whole world, and you know I'll be training with him day out, day in and day out, and you know how training goes and stuff, and how can that not give you confidence, man?
No.
To when you think of it like, oh, if I get this success against this person, you don't really try and think of it like that, but you know the level that you get to, you know, and the success you have in the gym, and the success you garner in the gym. Training breeds confidence, so preparation and just preparation and preparation. And you prepare with the best guys. You go fight someone who's who's matchmake supposedly on your level. You get performances like I've been putting out.
That's it, mate. As I said, you've got right people behind you, right people in your corner, all different levels of weight class, all different backgrounds, all different organisations as well. Many of them as well, and
Dominant
like it's
one.
you got big guys in there like Yannick. You know, he's no small guy. I've stood next to him before
Yeah,
at Birmingham,
he's getting bigger every week.
and I can't believe when he told me he fought a middleweight one time. I was like, "You sure?"
The most
I was like,
of his career, he fought at middleweight. It's madness. It's absolute madness. And now he's a massive light heavyweight.
he looks good at light heavyweight. Good submission win as well.
Yeah, he looks absolutely brilliant. It's a lot more healthier for his body as well. He's like a good example of what's his name, Rumble Johnson. Remember Rumble Johnson?
Fighting at welterweight, I think he did at one time.
And now the guy's like heavyweight. Yannick could easily do heavyweight too. Heavyweight too.
And he's a multi-champion as well. He won champions titles in South Africa, didn't he, as well?
Yeah, so he won the EFC world title and the BAMA world title. And he held them simultaneously. So yeah, it's crazy to think about the talent that's actually all in our gym. You know, you got Jai Herbert now. He's a world like you said, world champion.
Yeah, I got to speak to him. Yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah, man, it's madness. And even Jake, which is another recent one as well. Jake got the EFC world title.
Is that Jake Hadley?
Jake Hadley, yeah.
Yeah, I'm in contact. Yeah, yeah, man.
It's a cool little spot, man. It's a really cool spot. And
As I said, this small little country, eh? The small little island, and we're developing such fantastic fighters.
yeah, it's the Jedi Temple.
That's it. And something I've asked all you guys I spoke to, on Bellator scene and everything, how important is it for people like yourself, for Bellator to be investing so much time and money in European fighters, opposed to just sticking with the US? And how does it feel to be one of those people or part of it?
I think it's absolutely key, and it's awesome, and it's brilliant that they are investing in the European scene. The European scene is like Europe as a whole. It's massive, like the all other sports. Just the Europe competition alone stands it stands alone in competition. You can make like whole massive leagues just out of just Europe. Just how you can do the same just with USA and Asia and all that sort of stuff. So it's great that they're pushing the scene, because there's a lot of fight fans in Europe, especially like UK and Ireland. Um, so to be able to, from a business standpoint, to tap into that like now, it should have been done sooner, but to be able to tap into that now is a great move. I think absolutely great move, and I'm honoured to be part of that, to be one of the stars of the future, to push it on.
Exactly, and I said a lot of people always say, "What's the dream going forward?" And a lot of people back in, let's say, a few years ago, would say, "Yeah, to make it to UFC." But now
Oh,
everyone's saying, "Be the Bellator champion."
yeah,
Bellator is just as prestigious.
100%. Like Bellator is growing massively in the right direction at a ridiculous pace, and like only a few years ago, everybody kind of disregarded Bellator as, oh yeah, if you're a Bellator world champion, you still need to go be a UFC world champion before you're pound for pound #1 or something like that. But you can get in that pound for pound list and top 10 pound for pound list by being in Bellator, being a Bellator world title holder, defending your title, and that does give a lot of credit to the organization and to the direction of not just the organization, but where the sport is going as a whole. And I think that's the most important thing. Like, not just these individual promotions. I think it's more important to grow the sport at this stage.
Yeah, but how does it feel like? Also, you've been working with David Green your whole career as well. Bama, Bellator now. How does it feel working with him all this time?
Um, it's kind of like, it feels like it should have happened. Like,
Yeah.
I kind of feel like I've been deliberately and purposely moving in a direction, and any road bump that's come, or any fence that's been put in front of me, any wall, I've always navigated relentlessly through it. So it's kind of like, to be able to work with these people, to be able to work with the top promotions, and to be able to be involved with the top promotions, I feel like it's it's to plan. It's where I want to be. So it feels comfortable because I've been thinking about this for years since I was in amateurs and stuff like that. So um, it, thinking back, reflecting, I'm so grateful. I'm massively grateful. But I also feel like, yeah, this is exactly where I should be. What's next? How can I now? How can I now be a superstar of the future? How can I be a cash cow, for instance? You know?
Two division champion, man.
Uh-huh.
That's
Field. The forces.
it. That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying is that I reckon someone like you could easily just go through this division. I wouldn't say easily, obviously, but anyway, you'll fight your way through a division, win this title, move up, and be a double champion. Then, as you said, who knows what happens? As I said, being a double champ now is becoming even more popular, and if you can stay active enough, as like I know you like to do, and defend both belts, even better.
Even better, man. It just adds more of a snowball. So it's there's a lot of options there, but it's all pointing in one direction to be worldwide superstar. In that in the world of MMA, and then
Yeah, man. Well, you're getting there with your YouTube. You're becoming a YouTube sensation. You know what I mean? You're going to become a YouTube sensation. He's going to become an MMA sensation.
but that's the plan. Like everything just snowballs effects off it. Like MMA will always be the core of it. MMA will like my training will always be the core of all my hard work. Everything that I want to achieve will be through me getting in that gym and putting blood, sweat, and tears down. Well, there's hardly I don't think there's no tears, but maybe some like eye water, something like that, and a couple farts. But yeah, on a, if I ate a bad Sunday dinner. But yeah, it's all going to be down to hard work and perseverance and just consistency. And we'll blink and just like how I was like, oh man, I was in Vegas like last, felt like I was in Vegas last week. We'll be having the same conversation a few years down the line, man. Okay.
That's it. Well, you're definitely doing the right things. I said you've had
Mhm.
your experiences in Vegas early on. You've fought the best straight away by going straight into Bama in a pro career. You've gone and then you come into Bellator. You've won your last two fights. And no disrespect to your opponents, quite dominantly, being quite dominant in those fights. So, and you're very young. And as I said, the team you've got behind you and the people you train with, you've got the foundations there. You've got the mentality there from your mother's background, from the lessons she's taught you. So you are a prime example of what a fighter nowadays is, and I believe you're a prime example of the new breed of fighter coming in, learning MMA pretty much as a whole. I know you did a bit of K1 before, a bit of kickboxing before, but your main thing was MMA.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is definitely your time, man. I'm
Well,
telling you.
appreciate the words. I need you in my corner next time, man.
Mate, don't say things like that to me because that's me having my dream now. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
I'm, I'm in the press row. I'll always be in the press row, mate. As long as I'm not working, and obviously we get press passes like we always do. I'm always happy to chat to you afterwards, mate.
yeah,
Of
yeah,
course.
man, for sure. I'll have to make sure I'll come and say hello properly next time, man.
That's right. And I'm going to bring some Jaffa cakes with me.
Yeah, yeah. I'll just be searching out for the Jaffa cakes. Where's some Jaffa cakes, man?
That's it. Who sent you through first? I'll just be waving these Jaffa cakes like, yeah,
You
you know who's first.
throw them in the cage once I win.
Don't know. Only if you can guarantee I won't get kicked out.
All right, I won't.
I'll end up throwing
I'll
it
come
and
down
hitting
to you.
blooming. I end up throwing it and hitting blooming a referee straight in the head or something. And I'll be like, oh god.
You'll have to find my management. You find KD, man. He gets away with everything.
Give a shout out quickly. Who's your management, man?
So I got management. I'm actually in a very blessed position to be managed by Mongol Management, Black Panther Sports, and BLVK Management. So they look after various different things within my career, and a great bunch of people down there. Um, and we bang heads every now and again, and we just make shit happen. So
That's interesting, mate. And I'm sure they love having you on board as well. And I don't mind saying I myself started looking into fight management myself, so it's something I'd love to get involved with and looking after fighters like people like yourself through their career and things like that, mate. So no, it's great to hear you've got good managers behind you and that they're looking after you. And as I say, man, you've got the foundations. Everything's going really well for you. So well done, mate. And I said it's great to have another UK fighter coming through. I'm sorry if everyone's sitting there thinking he's brown nosing this guy, but again, I might have to stay neutral because we're journalists or whatever, but I don't care. We're from the UK,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and I'm supporting my UK fighters.
Did it as Jim, man. But yeah, I appreciate your kind words, man. I appreciate it, and it's always good. It is good sometimes to to, to look back because a lot of us don't do that. You beat especially top athletes in the gym or top athletes in any sport. You don't realize how far you've come, and sometimes when you feel like if you're lacking motivation and stuff, you just need to think of how far you've come and how much more effort you can put in. Finding that one extra 1% can really drive you into even higher heights, double the things that you've just done already and achieved at, let's say, 98%. What could you do at 99%? What could you do at 100%? It's just speaking out to the audience right now, like find
Yeah,
something
man.
you want to do and just chase it, man. Chase your dreams. Use the force. It is.
I was waiting for
Yeah,
it.
yeah, so I was there, man.
Use the force and take it far away to another, take it away to another universe, and then you might find galaxy. Well, if you're listening to his walkout music, you will.
Hey, any hen parties, any ladies that want any private shows, hit me up. I'm on.
No, be quiet. I'm getting married in October. My missus, well, she doesn't need none of that hen
Yeah, yeah,
parties.
yeah. I've always said that. I always said like if I have a missus or a wife, right, who wants to get married and she wants like a stripper, I don't think I'd allow it. I know. I'd
Exactly.
turn up. I'd actually do the strip. I'd have to do the strip.
That would be funny though, wouldn't
That's really funny, isn't it? Just come all dressed up and then bam! Oh,
it?
your husband.
Old bloody Velcro suit. Do you know what I mean? Rip.
Funny, man, funny.
Nah, good stuff, mate. Joy, it's great to hear about, everything, mate. Your life, your journey. Just, mate, I couldn't even talk about everything we spoke about right now because we spoke about so much. It's been so fascinating listening to everything you said, mate. And I really, again, appreciate you taking so much time out of your day just to come on and have a chat with me.
I appreciate you for having me on here, man. It's good to be able to connect with you, man, and to be able to share some of my story out there and stuff. So I appreciate the opportunity of you giving me that.
Yeah, man, I hope there's a lot of people out there who've learnt something new about you and taken something from this, which would inspire them to go and pursue what they want to do. And I'm sure to you, that's all this is really about: winning titles and inspiring others to do what you do.
Yeah, yeah. That essentially gives me great happiness to be able to inspire the next generation or even inspire the current generation or even inspire the older generation. I just want to be a great force within the world.
I love it, man. The force in the world, man. This guy is Mr. Star Wars, man. He is the Jedi with a number three, and if you're listening properly, obviously you'll know why that is. So, fantastic story behind that as well. I'm sure a lot of people will learn new things about you might not have spoken about today, but in the past. So, thank you for sharing it with me. And one more thing, please give a shout out to any of your I know we spoke about a few, any training partners, gyms, coaches, sponsors, anyone who's helped you to get where you are now, mate.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So of course, also, if you've been listening, you'd have heard I'd have mentioned various names and stuff throughout the podcast. But yeah, a big shout out to yourself for bringing me on your show and giving me the opportunity to share my story and delving into a little bit of the background of what makes me tick. And
Appreciate it, mate.
yeah, man,
No problem.
massive shout out to obviously my team Renegade. Um, and yeah, like to my family and stuff. I'm not really so big on shout outs, to be honest, because I can't remember everybody. So, but,
No, that's fine, man. I'm sure they know who they are, though. Do you know what I mean? They all know who they are.
yeah, then,
I'll tell you what, then. I'll tell you what. Let's shout out. Let's shout out where people can follow you on social media and things like that. And also don't forget to shout out your YouTube channel. We spoke about it enough.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, you can find me on every single social media platform via Jedi Akes. So that's and it's J3DIAKES, Jedi Akes. Um, every single social media platform out there. So whether that's Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, you can find me all on that. Even on YouTube, type in Jedi
Yeah.
Akes. Yeah, there are some of my videos, my vlogs that are up there Ninja Life, and yeah, just go check him out. Leave a comment on there, like, and if you follow me on Instagram, just drop me a message or comment on one of my photos, man. And hope to see you guys soon. And I'll be releasing all the information about my next fight, which I can't wait to let you guys know about very, very, very soon. So stay tuned, and it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for having me on the show.
Nice one, mate. And I said, absolute pleasure to have you on. And again, I thank you for coming on and giving up your time. And again, it'd be great to speak to you in the future. I'm sure we will speak again soon. We'll definitely keep in contact. We'll definitely speak after you announce your fight potential, before, say, when you announce your fight, or maybe after your fight. But definitely, we'll keep in touch.
100%, man. Yeah, it's been a pleasure, my man.
No, man, I really appreciate it. Thanks very much.
Yeah, thank you, Chris.
If you've liked this podcast, be sure to subscribe on iTunes. We're live every Sunday at 8:30 p.m. talking MMA. Go to facebook.com/martial arts chat, give us a like there, and follow us on Twitter at martial arts chat.